Why should you stay away from the Tesla Model 3 in 2023? The glory of the Tesla Model 3 is long gone, but despite that, should you consider buying it in 2023? There was a time when the Tesla Model 3 was the people's champ in the electric vehicle category. The famous EV made its grand debut in 2017 after months of anticipation. Thousands of people had been standing and sleeping for hours in front of Tesla dealerships in hopes to reserve a Model 3 before it was even made available. Back then, the hype was understandable. Tesla had just taken the world by storm with its new offering. The 2017 Model 3 came with driving ranges of 220 and 310 miles, which were staggering numbers 6 years ago. Moreover, the new electric sedan came with a relatively futuristic interior and could sprint to 60 miles per hour in under 6 seconds. The cherry on top was that it gave you the prestige of driving a Tesla for an MSRP of $36,000, and thus it became one of the best-selling EVs on the market. Today, however, the Model 3 is the car equivalent of a former MMA world champion who can no longer rival younger competitors. Electric vehicles have since caught up and exceeded the high standards that it once set. And while the alternatives have increased, the cons and imperfections of the Model 3 have gotten increasingly glaring. What was once a great bargain is now relatively poor purchase in 2023 for the following reasons. Other competitors offer better driver assist systems. A few decades ago, the notion of a self-driving vehicle seemed as ludicrous and futuristic as the idea of flying cars. And while such a feature has yet to be fully implemented, there's a decent panoply of vehicles that offer active driver assist systems to help you cruise more safely. In 2020, Tesla's Autopilot enjoyed the title of second best on the Consumer Report rankings. In 2023, the American EV company was relegated to the 7th place, amid a total of 12, in terms of ADAS quality. The main issues presented by the Model 3 in this regard are its lack of accuracy and reliability, which can and has put drivers at risk. The American EV company has struggled to properly optimize its once innovative autopilot mode. Even the add-on full self-driving beta poses some issues. Namely, it causes events of phantom braking, during which the car stops for no valid reason. In other instances, drivers of the Model 3 have witnessed the FSD take sharp turns at high speeds, prompting an urgent intervention at the last second. Out of 25 million vehicles, the Model 3 is the third most recalled. In 2022, Tesla's Model Y, Model 3, Model X, and Model S scored 4 of the top 5 entries on the list of most recalled cars. In the course of a theoretical 30-year lifetime, while the over-the-air updates offered Model 3, in particular, came in a fitting third place, with an estimated 56,8 recalls by Tesla can save a few trips to the service center, reliability remains an issue. Despite being the second most reliable EV of 2022 with a score of 58 by 100 according to Consumer Reports, the electric sedan still poses some issues related to battery, charging, and electric motors. Furthermore, the score was a noticeable decrease from the 79 by 100 of 2021. In this area, we recommend you take a look at the promising Kia EV6, which far surpassed its American rival with a total score of 84 by 100. Battery degradation is further exacerbated during cold weather, and image is prone to drop by almost 50% in wintry conditions. Turning the heater on can speed the draining process even further, while simply keeping the car parked on a cold night consumes around 5% of the car's energy. The true cost to own according to Edmunds is at $59,934 for a period of 5 years, with an estimate of 15,000 miles driven on a yearly basis. The battery replacement is also notably expensive, with an approximate price of $9,500 for the standard range and a whopping $16,000 for the extended one, which is more than enough to buy a used car. The Model 3 and reliability don't see eye to eye. Okay, The steering wheel falling off might have only happened a couple of times, but picture this frightening scenario occurring in the middle of the highway, or during any delicate maneuver for that matter. And while the Model 3 is not the only one to have this issue, it doesn't make it any less concerning. A more recurring problem is the overall build of the vehicle. These fit and finish imperfections are nothing new to the Tesla connoisseurs, who have gotten used to them by now. For instance, the interior is filled with hard plastics and subpar materials. Owners have also complained about unfinished painting, scratches, and bumps all over the body of the car due to the manufacturer being overwhelmed by high demand. On top of that, the door handles can be somewhat of a pain in the buttocks, and glitches might sometimes prevent you from unlocking the very car you paid for. Automatic parallel parking is notably slow, and you might be better off doing it yourself if you want your vehicle to be perfectly lined up against the curve. Suspension problems also report for duty quite prematurely in some cases. Owners of the Model Y and Model 3 have reportedly dealt with their suspension failure, which in turn can damage other parts of the car and result in some heavy repair bills. Noisy rides and subpar handling can also be expected if the control arms start to give in, which happens often enough. In short, it is better to look elsewhere if you plan on buying an EV in 2023. Namely, the Hyundai Ioniq 6 is a cheaper, bigger, and more practical alternative that offers a better range than the Tesla Model 3. What the future looks like for the Musk company. Although Tesla still dominates the EV sector, with a 65% market share of new EV sales, that's down from 79% in 2020. And recent insights from S&P Global Mobility indicate it could drop below 20% by 2025. In the US, the EV market share increased by 2.4 points over the year in registration data for 2022, according to the report. They have now registered 5.2% of all light car sales. Hyundai, Kia, Volkswagen, Ford, Chevrolet, and Nissan are some of the rivals with lower pricing points. In addition, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi, Polestar, Lucid, and Rivian are a few of the growing competitors posing a threat to Tesla in the luxury EV market. Still, Tesla has confirmed 3 EVs in the pipeline, including a van and bus, and the production of the Cybertruck, which had been delayed several times. Recently, investors worried that Tesla CEO Elon Musk could have to sell shares to pay for his $21 billion equity contribution to his $44 billion acquisition of Twitter Inc., which caused Tesla to lose $126 billion in value on April 25, 2023. Although Tesla is not a party to the Twitter transaction, investors have turned their attention to its stock due to Musk's reticence to publicly reveal where he is getting the money for the acquisition. The $21 billion decrease in the value of his Tesla interest due to Tuesday's 12.2% decline in the stock was equal to the $21 billion in cash he agreed to invest in the Twitter purchase.